Hey guys,
Hi there.
we are live and we are in Key West, Florida.
We're in the famous Mallory Square here in Key West, and the sun is in the process of setting, but it's behind a bunch of clouds, so we really won't have much of a view tonight, but we're here for the fun anyway.
Yeah, we just wanted to show you guys what goes on down here in Mallory Square. Every evening when the sun sets, they celebrate it basically, and so you always have crowds down here of, I guess, hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, and it's quite a scene because you've got a beautiful water view behind us, and there's also always some cool boats out there. Hey Jody in Ohio, so check that out. And I know many of you probably know this, but the southernmost point in the continental United States is here in Key West. And Long Honeymoon really began down here a long time ago when Christy and I got married here. We brought our Airstream down and we just decided to keep the honeymoon going.
Hi guys. Got a few people tuning in. How are y'all doing tonight?
Jaden said hello from Key West. Hey Jaden. We're over in Mallory Square. Thomas says Key West is their favorite place on earth, and I understand that.
Yeah, it's really beautiful here.
If you've never been to Key West, it's truly different down here. It just feels different. You're kind of on island time when you're here.
Yeah,
it really feels different. The water looks different. Like the water has that really beautiful, just emerald tone to it. I mean,
yeah, it's sort of that turquoise water, you know, it's just beautiful. And on a clear day, the water's so clear that you can see down, you know, 10 or 15 feet, so you can scuba dive or snorkel and have great views of all the fish and wildlife and all that sort of stuff.
Doug Wilson said that they got married down here as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's pretty cool. And somebody says the pretzel stand is awesome. It said something about, is it conch?
Yeah.
Conch fritters.
Conch fritters. Somebody says, would it be too hot to visit in July? I mean, it's going to be hot because it's hot now. I mean, today it was probably 90 degrees outside and it's May. So, you know, I would guess that it would be close to 100, if not 100. So I would just be prepared for that if you're coming in the middle of summer. So, you know, if you can sweat it out, I'm sure it'll be a great time to be here, especially if you do a lot of outdoor activities, if you do scuba diving and that sort of thing. It's probably a great time to be here. Let's see, somebody says, hi from Louisiana, hi from Colorado, hi you guys. Let us know if you have any questions about visiting the Keys with your camper. Robert says he walked through snow today in Maine. Yeah.
It's hot down here.
No snow here. We're sweating it out down here.
Yeah, during the heat of the day, it's up to around 90 degrees. And if you're out in the sun, it feels hotter than 90 degrees, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Somebody asked if we do any work camping. We don't do work camping because we're usually doing our own job from the road. So.
Elizabeth said she's been praying for me. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. As far as a quick update, I'm doing much better than I was last year. I would say I still kind of have my good days, my bad days. Today, earlier, was kind of a down day. I was feeling low energy, but
yeah, he was having a rough day earlier today.
But my energy has come back, and so like overall, I have many more good days than bad days right now, and so I think I'm on the rebound. The medicine seems to be working. So thank you so much, Elizabeth, for asking. Michael asked if they're starting to rebuild.
They
are. I mean, a lot of the campgrounds down here were hit very hard by the recent hurricanes, and in fact, one of them, Sunshine Key, the entire infrastructure of the campground was sort of wiped out, and they decided to just start over and redo it.
And the KOA is also being refurbished right now, so both of those campgrounds are not available right now, but the state park is still there. And then the further up the Keys you go, there are more options. There are a few options here closer into Key West. that, you know, aren't as resort-like, but if you just want to be close to the Keys, there are a lot of options. There's really a lot of RV options in the Keys.
I want to show everybody the view out here. Some people have asked where we're staying. We're staying just outside town in a place called Blue Water. We stayed there before, about 10 years ago, and it's a really nice place. We may try some different places while we're down here. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of people down here, guys. So check out that view. Pretty nice. So that's sunset in Key West. Somebody says they're staying at Boyd's for Christmas. Yeah, we may check out Boyd's ourselves.
Hi, Paul in Pennsylvania. What's your weather like today? Let's see, 98 in Vegas. Yeah, you're about like it is here in the Keys. We're not quite that hot, but it was toasty today.
Somebody asked if we hit by a Honda. We have not yet. That's the state park here, and I'm sure it's beautiful. We drove past it on the way in. I'm assuming it's dry camping there. I don't know if they have electricity.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't really researched it because most of the time we've tried to come here, they're booked so far in advance that I didn't even look this time. So somebody's asking me if we've ever done a sunset cruise here. We have done a snorkel cruise where we're out to see the sunset, but just the specific like sunset, drink and watch the sunset, we have not done that. So we might do that later this week.
Yeah, one of the great thing to do down here is a snorkeling cruise, and we did a sunset snorkeling cruise a long time ago.
When we got married here. We got married here 11 years ago this month on Smathers Beach, and can you believe it's been 11 years?
Well, I can't believe it. No, really. I don't know.
Is that a good answer or bad answer?
The passage of time is weird to me because, like, when you're younger, I think every year really stands out, and you get older, all the years sort of blur together. You know what I'm talking about? You older guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and somebody said 11 years of YouTube too.
That's right.
I know, isn't that just insane? Like, I think originally signed up for YouTube in 2006. It's completely nuts. I mean, back then it was all standard definition. Now we're like live streaming HD to you guys. That is nuts.
Hi, Matt Christopher.
There's Matt Christopher.
Well. He's been with us almost since the beginning, I think. So
yeah, Matt is sort of like our first subscriber.
Yeah, let's see. Somebody says, how do you pick your next location? Well, I think it just depends on what we're feeling, and if we like a place, we stick around, and if we don't, we move on and just try to find something that's within a certain radius of where we are. We usually never drive more than 4 or 5 hours in a day, so it just sort of depends on that.
Yeah, in fact, one lesson we learned early on is not to push yourself too hard towing a rig. I mean, that's just our personal philosophy. But I think when we first got our Airstream, we thought we could drive long distances just like we were in a little hatchback car or something. And you know,
very different.
I mean, on paper you might be able to do it, but it's so sort of mentally taxing to tow. Like, I remember the first time we came down to Key West, we drove all the way from Disney World to Key West in one day.
Yeah, and it was like a 7-hour drive.
It was at least 7 hours. I mean, we would never do that these days.
No.
I think it was long. I think it was like a 10-hour day.
Because we got stuck in some horrible traffic in Miami, which this time when we came down, yeah, look at that boat. That's pretty cool.
Look at that boat on my thumb. Isn't that cool?
I will say this time when we came down from Orlando, we went down the west coast of Florida and went through like Fort Myers and cut across the Everglades, and that was a much easier tow, much more relaxing and not as stressful, so I highly recommend that route.
Yeah, American Air Dream says it's not healthy either. You run the risk of blood clots. I agree. I mean, it sort of, to me, can really suck the fun out of a trip. Yeah, driving long distances and not getting out and walking around. It's just, you know, it's rough on you. I mean, RVing should make you slow down, like Wally says there.
Yes, you're right. Enjoy every moment.
One of the coolest things about having an RV is you're towing a bed and a couch. And so like now, anytime if we get tired, we're out there on the road, we will pull over and stop for an hour or two. And I love that. I love that we're not having to live on somebody else's schedule, like a motel's, and you know, live by their terms. Look at that water.
Sorry. Somebody asked when we're coming back to Canada. And I think Canada will see us later this summer. I think we might try to scoot up to Banff and Jasper National Parks. So we'll keep you posted on that. We don't have anything booked yet or anything like that, but it's on the possibility. Let's see.
I want to show you the view one more time. I mean, look at that. Isn't that awesome? You can see that schooner back there of some sort.
Yeah. It's kind of, there's that big cloud back there, so we didn't have a great sunset today, but even a bad sunset in Key West is still a good one, right?
That's right.
Never
William.
Seen us kiss. Are you sure? You haven't watched enough videos.
We just kissed on command for William there.
There's some videos where we kiss. Hi from Australia. Hi, Paul. That's awesome. Hi, George in Scottsdale. Somebody says check out Radium Springs when you come to Banff.
I assume Radium Springs is a hot spring. I mean,
That's cool.
yeah, there's some great hot springs up there in Banff area, I guess.
Let's see. Somebody says, what RV park do you recommend that allows pets? Well, I think most of the private campgrounds allow pets. Most of them have a rule of 2 or fewer. So if you have more than 2 pets, that's where you'll have trouble. But yeah.
Ronald says, looks great down there at Mallory Square.
Yeah, it's a nice day.
Oh, look, here comes a big cruise ship coming in.
Wow, look. This is a sunset cruise coming back to port here.
So right there on that thumb. So that's what you get into down here. I mean, you can come out to Mallory Square when you're in Key West. I mean, pretty much 7 days a week, and they will be celebrating sunset. And it's just a really fun atmosphere. There are a lot of people, there's live music, there's all these boats.
Oh wow. Hi Kenny, thanks for the tip.
Hey Kenny, thank you so much.
Thank you, that's
Love
so
your
generous.
channel, keep it up.
We appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Kenny.
Let's see. Ooh,
I just threw the gimbal off. Sorry.
Let's see some of these comments. Somebody wants to know what the temperature is. Right now I think it's around 87-ish. I haven't looked in the last couple of hours.
Let's see. Lyle says they sold their house after 20 years, now living full-time in an RV. Thanks for the encouragement. Thank you, Lyle, and for being out there, and hope you're having a great time. Matt asked, drones, have you upgraded yet? Actually, yes, Matt, I have. I guess you probably saw I crashed one of my drones the other day. Check this out. Hopefully I won't crash a boat here. Yeah, I did crash a drone, so I upgraded to the Mavic Platinum. Good grief, Ronald, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
Thank you, Ronald, so much. That's greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Somebody asked how the bulletproof air-to-liquid oil cooler is working out in our truck. It's working great. Although I have to admit, we had an issue with our truck a couple weeks ago where the alternator failed, basically. And this is something that's it's sort of on me a little bit. I should have caught it probably in advance using the scan gauge too. But you know, when we had our truck bulletproofed, I mean, we didn't change out the alternator. It was the original alternator, and it had about 140,000 miles on it. So, let's see.
Dennis, thank you so much for the tip. We greatly appreciate it.
Shout out to Dennis. Thank you so much.
Let's see. Cheryl says, I'm going on the road in 2 years when my truck and trailer are paid for. Good for you, Cheryl. That's awesome. Somebody else is asking what RV park we're staying at. We are staying at Blue Water Key RV Resort this trip. And then I think we're going to move over to Boyd's campground maybe and try that out as well, just to get a little variety.
Yeah, if you have any recommendations about where to stay here in the Key West area, let us know, because we may be in the market soon. We're looking around to try some different places.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, wow. Ex-Royal Canadian.
Thank you, Ex-Royal Canadian.
We appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Let's see.
Somebody asked, can a motorhome fill up at the truck side of a truck stop? I think the short answer is yes, you can. I mean, because there have been some times we've been in truck stops and we need to get diesel.
And sometimes that's the only pump that will have diesel is at the trucker island. So it sort of just depends on what gas station you're at, what fueling station you're at.
So you can do it. And actually one fun thing about filling up over on the truck stop side of things is those pumps are incredibly powerful and will pump. You'll fill your tank really quickly over there, as opposed to the consumer side. Those consumer pumps just don't pump nearly as much volume.
Slow. Nancy commented and said that they stayed at the KOA when they were here, and right now the KOA is undergoing a massive renovation, so it's actually not open to the public right now. There's actually FEMA trailers parked there, and from what we heard from our campground, a lot of trailers that were destroyed during the hurricane and boats were just removed from the side of the highway about a month ago. So if we had been here a month ago, we would have seen all of these RVs and travel trailers and boats just sort of strewn along the side of the highway because of the hurricane. So they are starting to rebuild, and I don't know the time frame yet on when those campgrounds, the Sunshine Key and the KOA, will reopen, but I'm sure you can check their website.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank Bailey,
Much
for the
appreciated.
tip. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you, Frank, so much.
Mary says they purchased a new fifth wheel, plan to hit the road in August. That's great, Mary. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah, great thing about, especially if you're going full time, you can kind of chase the sunshine.
Yeah, you can chase 75 degrees and sunny. It's the best part about it. Let's see. Somebody said when you fuel up on the trucker side at a truck stop or what have you, just to be sure you go in and fuel up right away. Don't lollygag.
Don't linger there, because there are working
that.
truck drivers who need to fill their rigs. But usually on the consumer side, you know, the only hassle is you may have to go inside to prepay.
Yeah, sometimes you have to give them a card before they'll turn the pump on, so it just depends.
Yeah, sometimes they don't have like a swipe out on the trucker side.
Patricia Funk says, hi from Las Vegas, blessings to you. Thank you so much, Patricia.
John says it's getting warm in Boise, Idaho.
We might be coming through Idaho, Idaho later.
Yeah, I think Idaho is a beautiful state.
Oh, let's see, XOX Batman says it's his birthday today. Well, happy birthday to you.
Shout out to Batman. It's Batman's birthday. Who knew?
Matt says have a Sam Smith Imperial Stout on him. That sounds good.
All right, that sounds good to me. The Sam Smith, that's quality.
Somebody asked if we've ever stayed at the Collier Seminole State Park off of Highway 41. We have not, but maybe we will this trip back up north. Randy says they recommend the state park nearby.
Randy, does the state park have electricity or electrical hookups here, or is it purely dry camping? It's getting pretty warm, so I think during the day you want air conditioning.
So you can have your air conditioner go.
Yeah.
Somebody says looks like drinks are free tonight. Sounds good. Oh wow, Marcus, thank you so much for the tip. It says, what do you think the correct protocol would be for overnight parking on a longer trip with a pop-up or a high-low? I think you can overnight park anywhere that any other camper overnight parks. I mean, you know, Walmart, truck stops, if you can't find anything else, because truck stops are super loud. But Cracker Barrels a lot of times will let you overnight park. Some Cabela's will let you overnight park. So yeah, I don't think you'll have a problem.
I don't think you'll have a problem. I mean, he's probably thinking, you know, popping up the pop out would be kind of like putting slide outs out on a rig, and we see that all the time. And I personally don't think it's problematic as long as you're, you know, respectful of the property owner. You know, like most Walmarts are going to be very cool about that. They're not going to give you a hard time unless you like build a campfire out in the parking lot.
Stacy says the weather is just getting nice enough in Saskatchewan to start camping. That sounds good. Somebody wants to know if we have any plans to return to Alaska. We do one day. It won't be this year, but maybe next.
Yeah, I would love to go back to Alaska. I mean, I often find myself referencing that trip because for me it was probably my favorite trip that we've taken with our Airstream, and that's really saying something.
Yeah. Sherry says her truck's name is Dumore. That's a good name. Let's see. Electric and water in some spots at the state park. Won't break the bank either. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the state parks in Florida are just an incredible deal. If you haven't seen it yet, you know, there's a video on our channel about Manatee Springs State Park that we posted a couple of weeks ago. Check that video out because you'll just see how beautiful this park system is in Florida and how affordable. And especially for those of you who are over 65 who are Florida residents, you get like half price.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. You pay like $10 a night for a full hookup at Manatee Springs.
Somebody said our Patreon link is not working.
So,
well, We'll have to search that out, but you can find us if you just went to the Patreon website and just search for Long Long Honeymoon. You can find us that way if our direct link is not working.
Or I think patreon.com/Long Long Honeymoon. I'll double check
Right.
those links. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Somebody says they spent a couple of weeks at Long Key State Park and it was awesome. And they also stayed at the, I don't know how you pronounce it. Is it Bahia? They got eaten up by bugs. Uh-oh.
Yeah, as you get into summer, the bugs become more of an issue down here. I think right now they're not too bad just yet. So
Kip DeArmond.
Kip DeArmond, come
you
on,
should
man.
not have done that. For those of you that don't know, that is my big brother. So
Kip,
we owe you dinner and some drinks for that. You crazy man. Thank you though, I love you.
we love you, Kip. Thank you so much, but you didn't need to do that.
Let's see.
Thank
Chris
you.
Geller, be sure to take some hikes to the bridge and take your camera. Awesome pics for the iguana. Yeah, there are some huge iguanas down here, and they can climb trees really fast. And I did not really realize that about iguanas. I don't.
But you know, this time we're going to dig in a little deeper and just show you Key West, because if you've never been down here, it's one of our top 5, I would say, destinations in all of the United States. From a camping standpoint, it's just so unique. There's not too many islands that you can drive to that feel like this, have this kind of unique culture and history. Just stay tuned, because we'll be having a cool video about Key West coming soon.
Let's see. John May says he's going to drive the Alaska Dalton Highway with his Jeep and Airstream Base Camp. John, I think that sounds like a great trip. You're going to enjoy that a lot. It's your brother.
Yeah.
You guys crack me up. Let's see.
That's right. Chrissy's brother's getting a camper soon.
Yeah, they're going to get it delivered in a week or two, so that's pretty exciting.
Somebody asked where my hat is. I didn't wear the hat.
It's pretty windy
yeah,
for a hat.
Well, and especially when the light gets lower like this, it's like my face would be in shadow, which might be a good thing, actually.
William Hendrick, thank you for the tip. We appreciate that.
Thank you, William, so much.
Katrina says, love your videos, bought a new travel trailer last month. Congratulations, you're gonna have a great time.
If you're a new RV camper, there's a playlist on our channel homepage that is geared for beginners. So you could go in there and click that playlist, and it's got a lot of...
see everything that you need to know for the beginning. And we've actually got some videos that are gonna be coming up addressing some of those things again.
It's got a lot of our campfire questions in one place, and so like, you can probably just kick back on your couch, click play on that playlist, and just like, I don't know, what do you call it, binge watch for a while. You could learn a lot there.
Somebody says they think it's Bahia, and somebody else thinks they pronounce it Bahia. So just that B place, Honda State Park.
It's spelled Bahia, but it's pronounced throat wobbler mangrove. It's an old Monty Python joke that no one got. Let's see.
Thank you again, Kip. We appreciate that.
Thank you,
so
Kip.
Sweet. We love you guys too.
Yeah, we love you too. It says
the moon is missing from the end of your link on Facebook. Okay. We'll go in and fix that. Hi, Jeff. Thank you for the tip. You guys are renting a trailer and going to Stephen Foster Folk Center in June. Ever been? We have not. You have to tell us how it is. Wes says, any chance of a Canadian tour anytime? You know, I think we'll probably spend some time in Canada later this summer, like I said, going back to Banff and then going to Jasper National Park, but I don't really know details as far as that goes. Ooh, sorry. A little gimbal here.
We're improvising.
Not cooperating.
We're losing our lights, so we're going with the little iPhone light.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody else was asking about how the area is recovering from the hurricane. We haven't really seen a ton of just crazy damage, which I'm sort of surprised by.
Yeah.
2 of the RV parks in the Key West area are still out of commission. Their infrastructure was washed away. So the KOA and Sunshine Key RV Resort are both still closed, and they are in the process of redoing all their electrical, plumbing, all that sort of stuff.
Give a shout out to Robert.
Yeah, let's see. Robert left a tip here.
I want to thank you for that, Robert. Robert says he practices the scoop.
You're a smart man, Robert. It makes it so much easier, doesn't it?
I've actually got a story to tell you, Robert, about the scoop and also about backing into campsite, because after all these years, I almost met my match in backing into a campsite. We encountered one of the worst, one of the toughest back-in sites. And
just about 3 days ago, we were at a campground in Homestead, Florida, and basically it was pretty much all full-timers. Like, it's not really a campground that's set up for travelers. And so the road was super narrow, and there were these huge trees on both sides of the site. And it was basically like making a 90-degree turn in the width of road for one car. So it was a crazy tight space. He did it. The scoop helped.
Yeah.
Well, it was touch and go there for a minute.
Honestly, that's when some of you know who follow us on Instagram, I crashed one of my drones the other day, and this is when it happened. I mean, so this was sort of the hellish experience backing into the site, because I thought, this site is so tough, I want to film it from overhead so I can show people how tricky it was to get into the site. So I was going to take the drone off and sort of park the drone 100 feet above us so you could see it. So, because if you remember when I did the scoop video, it was all like stop motion. So I thought, we'll use the drone. Well, I got in a hurry, which you should never do.
Yeah.
And my drone was toast. And I'm just glad we didn't wreck our Airstream getting in there.
Let's see. Great info on your videos. We love it. Thank you, Becky. We hope that we've been helpful to you over the years at some point. Let me look and see if I can scroll back through some of these comments. Somebody says they're coming to Key West in the fall. Have you visited the state parks there? We drove past them. We didn't stop this time, but we may on our way back north. So stay tuned. We'll let you know if we do.
See, somebody asked if we're using a cell phone booster. We have one of those WeBoost devices, but we have had mixed results with it, and I don't know.
It's an older model though. It's one that they used to make for like truck drivers and stuff, and so I think maybe it's just not properly set up for our rig, so we'll see.
Somebody asked how the new generator's doing. I mean, I've been pretty pleased with the Atima units overall. Like, we're traveling right now with two Atimas, a 2,000 watt and a 3,000 watt class. I ran them in parallel about a week ago just to test it out, and I really liked running them in parallel because they were quiet and they handled everything that we threw at them. I'm actually working on a video that'll probably come out this next week with some different generator accessories, including the magnetic dipstick, the controversial magnetic dipstick, because I'm going to show you what happened when we pulled metal out of our Yamaha generator, because I've got all that on film. So that's, you know, kind of interesting.
Let's see.
Stay tuned. Let's see.
Somebody says their first travel trailer was a 69 Airstream. That sounds cool.
Somebody asked about our favorite park in Colorado. Of course, we like Rocky Mountain National Park. As far as
Mesa Verde is really cool. The national park kind of in southern Colorado, and that area around there, like Durango and Silver Dollar. I think it's Silver Dollar. All those areas are really cool, and it's a very different feeling for it being Colorado. So I recommend people visit those places.
There's a little state park just outside of Steamboat that's really nice too.
Yeah, it's like a National Forest Service.
Holy cow,
Lori, thank you so much for the tip. Let's see what she had to say here.
Lori said, love watching your videos. New to camping. We're planning a trip to Michigan this summer. We're staying in the state parks around the coast of Michigan. We'll leave in June. Michigan, the coast is gorgeous. In fact, the water along the Great Lakes through there, it looks like ocean water sometimes. It's like, it's really surprising. I think Michigan is a beautiful state for camping. And, you know, we've done that whole loop, gone up the Upper Peninsula. You know, we've done Mackinac Island. That's a lot of fun, too. So.
EJ says he was just here and he waved at us on Highway 1. Well, hi, EJ. I hope we saw you and got to wave back.
Yeah, we've seen a few members of Loloho Nation on our way down here. One guy waved us over in Key Largo and said, hey man, I saw the video about you redoing the engine on your truck.
Yeah.
Have we been to, let's see.
We have not been to Glenwood Springs, Colorado.
What's the best time to visit Denali Park? Well, it's funny you should ask because we have a really cool video on YouTube
called When to Visit Alaska.
And we talk about that, and we actually show when we visited Denali. And I think for us, we were there in, I think, September, and it was fantastic. I think it's a little bit different every year. Maybe some of you Alaska folks can chime in on this point.
EJ says that was him that watched the video on the truck.
That's awesome.
That's so cool. Thanks for tuning in again, EJ.
Yeah, that was classic.
Somebody asked if we've ever been to Holland, Michigan Tulip Festival. We've been to Holland, Michigan, but we have not been to the Tulip Festival. So, sorry, we're trying to figure out how to do some lighting.
Yeah, we're kind of losing our light.
We might move over here. There's like a lamp post. Might be helpful.
We might.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's not too bad, is it? Can you see us that way?
So this is what happens when you're doing a live video on the fly.
And the sun sets. Let's see. Camper van Kevin referred folks to your bulletproof video. Well, that's cool.
That's cool. Check that out.
Steve from Kentucky. Have you ever taken a caravan with several other RVs? We have never done a caravan. We've talked about it before. We need a caravan that like is lazy and doesn't leave till late in the afternoon. We're not morning people, so most caravans leave at like 7 or 8 in the morning. That's not our style.
Thank you, Hawker Tech.
Hawker Tech, thank you so much for
Glad
the
you're
tip.
feeling better. I'm feeling much better, thank you.
And then Shoe Dog.
Thank you, Shoe Dog.
Thank you so much for the tip. We really appreciate that. Somebody wants to know if we've ever been or plan to go to the Indy 500 infield for camping. We have not. You know, we're from Birmingham, Alabama, and Talladega is really only about 45 minutes from where we live. And we've always talked about maybe going to the Talladega 500 just for the camping experience because we've heard it's crazy. So maybe we'll do that one day. Let's see. Got here a little late. Are you guys camping in Key West or in the Keys or driving into Key West? We are camping just outside Key West right now for the next few days.
Yeah, we're about like 10-15 miles out, something like that.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Oh, thank you, Rick Adam. That's so nice. Somebody asked if we've ever been near Custer, South Dakota. Yes, we have. We did not stay in the state park, but we've been through that area and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, South Dakota and North Dakota are both beautiful and unique. Like those states really stand out to me. It's sort of like the West. They feel West.
Good night, Chris. Matt Christopher, good night.
Yeah. Thanks, Matt. Good night to you. Yeah,
right.
we may not chat quite as long this time as we typically do because the sun set on us and we're losing our light. But we really wanted to share a Mallory Square sunset live with you guys. Even
though the sunset wasn't really that great tonight.
Yeah, sunset was a bit of a dud, but maybe you got a little bit of a vibe down here, just seeing all of the boats and the beautiful water and just the people having a good time.
Senior dream moment. So they just came back from Talladega and it was great. So maybe we'll see you there in the future. Vegas MTB says, come to Vegas, but stay away from the strip. So many cool sights around here. We need to go back and do some of the outdoor activities around Las Vegas because whenever we go, we're sort of like decompressing from being out with no hookups and, you know, hiking and camping out in remote areas. So we're sort of like loving the full hookups and that sort of thing when we're in Vegas. So we don't really do any of the outdoorsy stuff. So we need to come back and do that. Sisu in the USA. Hey, can we take you to lunch while we're in the area? Well, we might take you up on that. That's a nice offer. Sarah says, enjoy your videos. Oh, Kirk, thank you so much for the tip, Kirk. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Kirk. Much appreciated.
Let's see.
Much obliged.
Somebody wants to know what the temperature is right now, and I just checked a few minutes ago. It's about 76 right now. So it's cooled off a lot since the sun has set. Oh, Cheryl Allen, that's a very nice thing to say. Thank you so much.
No, that's very sweet of you, Cheryl. I don't know.
Only to our parents,
yeah.
probably. And depending on the day, maybe not with them. Just joking. But Let's see. Somebody says, don't stay at Circus as you already know. Yes, Frank, I will never stay there again.
Yeah, Frank.
Still missing my bike that was stolen.
We have a video on YouTube about theft and features the Circus campground quite prominently.
Oh, Frankie and Jonathan. Hi, guys. I'm sorry we missed you in Florida. Maybe we'll see you out west this year. That would be cool.
Yeah, we'll have to have another meetup at Bud and Alley's in Seaside.
Okay, David is pointing out that you can actually watch the sunset from Mallory Square every day on their webcam, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You can see it live and probably catch a really good one. I know there's always the potential of seeing the green flash. You know, that's the much talked about green flash that not a lot of people see.
Is that a Marvel superhero? It's the Green Flash.
I think that's the Green Lantern, right?
Tony said we would be late leavers on a caravan also.
Yeah, we need to do the the night owl caravan for the folks that like to leave later in the day.
Sean Stratton says, hey Loloho, heads up. Y'all and a few other channels helped my wife and I convert to full-time this week. Awesome. Congratulations.
Very cool. You guys are going to enjoy it.
Adventures lie ahead.
Yeah. William says, going to Fort Wilderness in January. Hope to see you there. I don't know if we'll be there, but Fort Wilderness is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great campground.
If my wife has anything to say about it, we'll probably be there.
Well, we might be at Disney. I don't know if we'll be at Fort Wilderness.
Yeah, that's right.
Somebody says, sorry we missed you in Orlando. I'm sorry we missed everybody in Orlando too. You know, we had that whole crazy Instagram hack that really threw a wrench in things and caused major panic. And then Sean ended up getting sick. And then of course, because we live in less than 200 square feet, I got sick. So we had like 6 full days of like total sickness where we just laid around and took cold medicine and did nothing. So it was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, our meetup kind of got the boot. You know, somebody asked the question about getting sick when you're traveling in an RV, and yeah, we do occasionally get sick. And the issue when one spouse gets sick, the other one often gets sick.
Sorry, we're looking for light. It's gotten dark out here.
Yeah.
Using the light from my cell phone, trying to find another street lamp that we can stand under.
Yeah, we're probably
This isn't a very exciting live event at this point because you can't see anything around us. But
we could try to walk over to Duval Street, but it would be so loud and boisterous. I think it would just.
We would just be yelling at the camera.
Yeah, so we'll probably wrap this one up here in a few minutes because we're hitting the 40-minute mark.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did you guys get your battery box looked at?
That actually doesn't hold anything. It's an empty box, so there's no batteries in it or anything, but we are going to get it replaced because it's rusted out in the bottom.
That is a great point. John pointed out if, good grief,
oh, Mike Lee.
Thank
you so much.
Here in DC.
We will do that.
We will do
That's so awesome.
Good grief, Mike Lee.
That was beyond generous.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you so much.
We'll look you up in DC.
Now we feel the pressure. We've got to deliver better on this live video.
Yeah, we enjoy visiting DC. You know, I used to do a lot of business in the DC area back in the day, back in the roaring 90s, the good old days. I used to go into town to have meetings at AOL, and you know, I don't know, that was another lifetime ago.
Somebody asked, do we post a schedule of where we might be when? Well, that would require us planning, and we are not planners, if you haven't learned that from watching our channel just yet. We fly by the seat of our pants. We go where the wind blows, and so we don't make reservations in advance, more than like a week or 2 out. So we can tell you a few days in advance where we'll be, but other than that, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Everybody has.
We're so weird. I know we're not the norm at all.
Everybody has a different way to approach RV travel. I mean, for us personally, we really like traveling. We call it walkabout style.
Oops, sorry.
And if we find a place we like, we stay for a while.
I'm gonna trade sides here so I can use my right hand.
Or obviously, if somebody gets sick, we stay for a while, and then you know, if we're in a place and we're not too happy with it, we move on.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a fun thing about carrying your accommodations with you. You know, and it seems like every time we make a reservation in advance, something happens, and it falls through.
Thank you, Patricia. We love you too. Thanks for watching. Sally says, hi from Kentucky. Thanks for watching. Again, thanks Mike Lee for the tip. That was amazing.
All right. Maybe we should wrap up because it's.
We had a few more people.
Yeah.
Oh, Darren, thank
wow.
you so much for the tip. We really appreciate that. That's very
amazing.
generous.
It's
you
amazing.
guys blow us away with these tips.
Thank you so much, guys.
Hi, Ontario. Sean looks healthier than he has in a while.
Thank you, Sally.
That's what some good eating and being on the road.
Yeah, too much good eating, that's for sure. And then, you know, a little bit of sunshine doesn't hurt. So
Let's see.
And this is a happy place.
Yeah,
Key West is a very happy place.
Somebody says they're in Fort Myers heading to the Everglades.
Yeah, we just
that's
came through
awesome.
Fort Myers. Everglades are awesome.
Somebody says, love you guys in the humor. Oh, thank you, Matt. Steve, a little over a year out for full timing. That will be a good adventure. Let's see. All right, I think we're probably going to wrap up. It's been 40 minutes. We're losing our light, and
yeah, we're like the last people out here on Mallory Square. So.
It's turned into a ghost town out here. Everybody's moved to Duval Street, right?
That's right. So we're going to go try and find the party. Thanks to
Frank,
all of you guys who tuned in.
Frank said he just watched our refrigerator replacement video and that my dad is awesome. Frank, I completely agree with you. My dad is awesome. I think my parents are watching right now. I don't know if they can comment, but we love you both and we miss you so much. So,
yeah, Chrissy's dad is.
Shout out to my mom and dad.
Chrissy's dad is kind of a genius and a saint, and all in one. You know what I mean? Like he can fix anything, and he's been so kind over the years, sharing his expertise and skills.
Answering
with others.
The phone in the middle of the night with questions, or hey, we broke down, how can we fix this? So thank you, Daddy. Love you, Mother.
Oh, this is cool. George says, thanks for the gear section of your website. What a great way to send wedding presents to new RVers.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
thanks for using it for that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. Somebody says, hi, Mom. Yep, hi to my mom and dad.
Yeah, I love doing gear reviews. I love talking about gear. Like, to me, it's fun. And so I hope you guys like those type of videos too, because if I had my druthers, we would do one gear video probably a week. We'd do one travelogue a week, and then maybe a live event. I don't know if you guys...
Probably once a month. I don't know if you want to see us live more than once a month.
Yeah, I agree.
I want us in small doses live, right?
All right, we probably should wrap up.
Well, thanks so much for tuning in tonight, you guys. We hope that it was fun for you. It's always fun for us when we get to interact with y'all and answer questions and just hang out like we would if we saw you in person somewhere. And maybe one day we will meet you in person somewhere. If you ever see us, totally flag us down, say hello. It's always fun to meet you guys in person and put a face with a name. So, yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button yet, click it. It doesn't cost you a dime. And if you want to find out whenever we are going to have a video posted, a fresh video posted, click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button and you will get a notification or an email that says, hey, there's a new Long Long Honeymoon video. So do that, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, watch some videos.
All right, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, watch for the Key West video coming soon. Lo ho.
Lo ho.
See you next time. See if I can figure this thing out.